Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the finals of our Grand Prix trial here at Midgard Gaming for GP Toronto. This is Chris Doyles, joined in the finals by the man who we watched draft, watched deck build, and unfortunately fall a little bit short to Travis Bailey's very, very fast deck. Roger, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for taking it easy on me. That was a total stomping.
Travis's deck
is fast.
Travis built his deck to be fast, and it looked like it did just that. Now, you did have a little bit of a mana problem in Game 1, it looked like.
Game 1.
And, of course, the Boros aggro deck is a hard deck to beat if you stumble, well, at all.
Game 2, I sided in some earlier drops to try to take something out, but...
It looked like that game you were just drawing too many of the early drops, and when the mana was there, you weren't drawing the later game. But anyway, that's the nature of this game, the variance, I guess.
And I don't know if I should have taken the champion when I had the chance, but...
Right.
My thought was he only had one red mana at the time, and then he immediately drew the second one, and I was toast.
Only one left, guys. Who wants to grab it?
Yeah, you can have that one.
No one?
No one likes playing donuts. Come on.
That's old-fashioned donuts. Everyone likes old-fashioned donuts.
No.
All right,
No,
so
they don't.
here in the finals, of course, is Stephen Whelan on the right-hand side of your screen. Looks like he is going to be taking a mulligan here. Travis Bailey is going to keep his opening 7. Travis is on the very aggressive Boros aggro that we've been following right through the top 8. Of course, we see multiple Cavalry Pegasus, the Heliod's Emissary, multiple Akron Crusaders, 3 Dragon's Mantles. I believe you saw all of them in one of those games. The Coordinated Assault, of course. A Bloodtoll Harpy, a Boon of Erebos is in here for Mev. So he is on a black-blue plan. So let's have a look and see exactly what cards Mev has access to while he resolves his mulligan. So for the blue, we see he has a Bident of Thassa. So he's got a weapon. The weapon's been proven to be very powerful in this limited format.
Yep. And I also noticed in the multicolored, he has a Shipwreck Singer.
Shipwreck Singer. Now that is a card that can do a lot of work against this Boros aggro deck from Travis.
Oh yeah, giving everything a -1/-1 when it's the next one.
Yep. And of course, the ability to force Travis into unfavorable attacks, also a pretty huge deal as well. So let's see what else he's got access to here. He's got 1 Dissolve in his main deck, 1 Griptide, 2 Thassa's Emissary, probably one of the best emissaries if you ask me, the cheaper Bestow and a pretty relevant effect.
They're all pretty good.
They are all pretty good, yeah, definitely. 1 copy of Triton Tactics, now that's going to do some work in this matchup.
Yep.
1 copy of Vaporkin, a Wave Crash Triton, Baleful Eidolon, Bloodtoll Harpy, Boon of Erebos, 2 Cavern Lamphead, 1 Erebos' Emissary, 1 Insatiable Harpy, a Ordeal of Erebos, a Pharicus Cure, 2 Returned Phalanx, a Sip of Hemlock, and a Tormented Hero. And 1 Flamecast Wheel.
Which is not a card you see a lot of in this format. Just shows how much these guys have drafted this format.
Yeah, well, the Flamecast Wheel is a little bit slower in terms of removal, so... of course, I guess if you feel that you are too removal light, it's not the worst.
It will kill pretty much everything in Travis's deck.
Yep. It will take out any of those emissaries, which of course we saw win him several games.
Now it looks like Mev is mulliganing again.
Yeah, so it looks like we are going to see a mulligan from 5 from Mev here.
So, did you notice who won the dice roll? I didn't.
I didn't catch it either. I believe they resolved the dice roll before we actually came on. Obviously, if Travis is on the play, that's huge for him.
Yeah.
But in this situation, Mev would almost rather draw. He is going to need to compile some kind of early defense in order to stop the onslaught from Travis. And keep in mind, Travis did keep his 7, which is kind of frightening when you're talking about a deck like the Boros aggro deck. So, Roger, on paper here, we've got the blue-black deck from Stephen Whelan with the Shipwreck Singer and Return Phalanx and cards like that, versus the Boros aggro, multiple emissaries, and very, very fast bestow heroic creatures with Dragon's Mantles from Travis. Who do you think is favored here?
In this one, now that Mev is mulligan to 5, I gotta think Travis is gonna be favored, but he seems to be doing nothing on his first two turns. Boy, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, I would imagine so. So we're going to see a Wave Crash Triton come down on turn 3 for Mev.
And
not
there
a bad play
goes
on
some
a 1-5.
defense.
So we're going to see a Plains come down. Travis going to take a look at the Wave Crash Triton. Of course, that is the 1-4 for 3.
He is going to play Skull Reaver, I'd say, and get in for 4.
I believe that's exactly what's going to happen.
Skull.
Minotaur Skullcleaver is going to come in. It is going to trigger. And we're going to see an attack. Mev...
and Mr. Lansdell remembering to change
Lansdell
the list.
is going to fix the dice for us. So Mev is going to take that damage and drop down to 16. Ken is asking you why you went green-black, and what did you open to make you do that?
I didn't open anything.
Yeah.
I believe I took a Read the Bones first pick, as I didn't want Murder King, I believe.
Yes.
Was my...
Timoret was your first rare, and then the your pick was, in fact, the Read the Bones. Oh, well, here's a good card to help the race. Insatiable Harpy.
Yeah, Lifelink is good.
Lifelink is definitely good, so we're going to see if Travis has a way to answer this. He does have 1 copy of Magma Jet and 2 copies of Lightning Strike, and there is the Magma Jet. Definitely a good answer to the Harpy here. I believe that is a Dragon Mantle and a land.
Was it a land?
I think it was a land. Looks like Travis is going to leave both on top. And looks like we're going to have a Cavalry Pegasus get played, and an attack for 2 dropping Mev down to 14. So Travis is off to the aggression in the early turns of the game. Is Mev going to be able to keep the game under control here? You see an Erebos' Emissary, as well as a Cavern Lampet. So it's possible that he wants to wait to be able to bestow these onto the Wave Crash Triton. And we're going to see an attack from the Triton again, dropping Bailey down to 18.
I think he has to play one of them here,
Yeah,
though,
and he's
at the very least.
He's going to go for the Emissary here.
Well, in the pinching, just chuck the Lampad to it.
Exactly. Make a block more favorable for him. And this Erebos' Emissary is a hard card to attack through. So it's possible that Travis could Lightning Strike to try to bait a discard, but not sure how much I like that. You see a Dragon Mantle going to go on the flyer.
And he drew a Plains.
He did draw Plains.
Now, does Travis have many humans in his deck?
The humans that Travis has access to, let's see, the 2 Akron Crusaders, I believe, are humans.
Yeah.
There is the Labyrinth Champion
is a human.
Is a human as well as the Akron Hoplites and NX and Siamede. I believe both of them are considered humans as well.
Yeah, they're human.
So he does have a decent number of humans. So we see Travis is just going to crash here. So I believe Mev took all the damage. Yep, he did. So he is down to 11, took 3. Travis going to pass the turn.
So he didn't block the skull cleaver?
I guess not. Now why is the... Oh, okay, I see. Travis attempted to Lightning Strike the Emissary, and the Cavern Lampet was pitched to it. I must have missed that when we were looking at the deck list.
Oh, okay.
And looks like Mev has drawn a Baleful Eidolon, which he's going to bestow. And this is really what Mev needs to do with this Wave Crash Triton here. He's just got to try and lock down Travis's board enough that he can start getting in a few points of damage here and there, and he's going to leave back the 2/5 Death Touch blocker. That's going to be a hard thing to attack through now. I believe there's a Perforos's Emissary in hand for Travis, as well as a Coordinated Assault. Travis is going to wait to bestow that. I believe that was a land for Mev.
So, I guess Mev is trying to think if he wants to attack with his emissary here again.
Yeah, trying to decide if he wants to go on the aggressive or not. I definitely don't hate it at this point. The Wavecrash Trident is able to profitably block everything on Travis's board except for the Cavalry Pegasus, which the Erebos' Emissary can't do much about anyways.
Plus the Crowan Crusader is going to get flying if he attacks with that too. So
Yes, that is also true. So the only thing that he can block currently is the Minotaur Skullcleaver. Is Mev thinking about sending both? And he is. This is a very aggressive attack.
And we've seen the Coordinated Assault, so it's going to...
Coordinated Assault gonna happen. And Token gonna come into play here. Both these creatures gonna get first strike. Oh, I guess we don't have a land. It looks like Mev does have a spell.
Looks like a Grip Tide for that mana.
We do see one copy of Griptide in Mev's deck, so it could be that.
Unless he's bluffing here.
It's possible what he's doing is he's trying to decide if he wants to do it now or wait until Travis declares a block that the Griptide then makes unfavorable. Although tapping mana like that, if that's what he's trying to do, he okay, no, he does have the Griptide. Okay, so this is interesting. He's going to put the Minotaur Skullcleaver on top. So the Coordinated Assault is still going to resolve. And we're going to see a double block. So, of course, Mev is empty-handed. So this is going to trade off with the Erebos' Emissary here.
But Travis is going to have a free swing for at least four here.
This is going to be an attack for, I believe... I think Travis is just going to end up going all in here. Yeah, Travis, you gotta pay mana for that. And so you see Travis has announced the trigger, and we're going to see a double fire breathing here.
Yeah.
So this is attack for 7?
7.
Ouch. Mev is going to get knocked down to 4. And Mev forgetting his dice again. Travis going to fix that for him. And land concede.
Yeah.
Cannot beat the flyer.
That was an interesting play there.
Yeah, I think that was a really aggressive play from Mev.
So Mev was playing aggressive there. Seems like a little too aggressive, but I guess on a mull to 5.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He did do quite well for a mulligan to 5. I feel like his timing on that Griptide was a little off. I think if he had waited for Travis to declare a block and then used the Griptide, he might have been able to get a more favorable exchange out of it. But nevertheless, we see Travis Bailey is going to take game 1 over Stephen Whelan. Boros aggro over blue-black. So your prediction was correct there. Travis, of course, was favored with Mev on a mull to 5. Now both of these players are going to have a chance to reconsider the matchup a little bit. Mev might have a chance to board out some of his slower spells. So, is there anything in the deck that you can see here that if you were Mev, you would not want to have in your deck in this matchup?
Well, I don't know what's in his board, but I think the ordeal here is pretty bad because you're not going to want to. You don't want to be swinging back and forth here.
Yeah, I agree.
So, otherwise, you want to keep your low drops in here.
Yeah. Mev's plan really does just have to be to stabilize through the early game and win in the late.
Yeah. So I don't know what he
Alright.
took out there.
It might have been a Cavern Lamphead.
But you definitely want your return phalanxes in here and your Freakus Cures.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I actually have to step away for a moment, so I'll leave you guys with Roger for just a moment. And I'll be back in just a second.
Oh, don't analyze my choices. They were terrible. So we're just waiting for game 2 here now. So
Probably in the back room. You want this door closed so we can unpick it.
yeah, read the bones. I kept it in, and I had to cast it, but I wasn't happy about it against Travis's deck.
Hopefully there's a decent
being
tournament.
that
Like,
quick.
I don't want, like 10 people to show up.
If he gets me 2 buys, I wouldn't care.
I guess. But like,
So
what's the minimum amount of rounds? Is it 3 or 4?
If I'm not 100% sure how it works for sealed. I know for standard top 8 cuts, if there's only 8 people, you just cut straight top 8.
You don't even do Swiss.
You
I
don't
mean,
even do
Travis
this.
is
Just
still trying to
single
make
limb straight
sideboard
top.
decisions here.
Oh lord.
But I don't know how it works for.
When it is Swiss, it's minimum 3 rounds.
Yes. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
And he can't seem to make a decision if he wants to sideboard something out or not.
Okay, I am back. Have I missed anything exciting, or are we still in boarding here?
Still boarding. Travis has looked through his deck 4 times now.
Trying to contemplate some ins or
Yeah.
outs.
And was that the Pegasus he took out? I'm not sure.
That would surprise. No, well, he still has the Pegasus in his deck. I just saw him shuffle it through.
Oh, okay.
He does have 2 though, so it's possible you saw him take 1 out. That would surprise me though, because that does evade the ground blockers that Mev presented in the last game. Now, of course, there was a Harpy as well.
Oh, and Ken is in the chat with some.
It's Hero's Downfall, first of all. Hero's Demise is the 2-mana destroy a legendary creature.
And I think he might take that, but I don't. Oh, my mind's mush, man. I've been here for 10 hours.
Yeah, as have I. We've been here for a while. You were playing a little longer than I was. I ended up getting eliminated, came 11th on tiebreakers at 4-2, unfortunately. Lost to Ken, who dropped and is now talking to us in the chat, and Peter, who was eliminated in the semifinals.
Did he concede or?
I think they played out of Mev 1, because Peter had said that if he wins, he's going.
Okay.
Of course, he didn't win, so.
All right. Looks like we're drawing our cards here for.
Yeah,
Game
so we'll
2.
see if Mev can avoid a mulligan to 5 this game. That would definitely be nice.
Okay.
And it looks like
Both
both players
keep
are keeping. We see the wheel
playing
come
it.
down.
Oh.
So Travis knows that 3 damage to a dude is imminent.
Now Travis has Anex and Samedi in his hand, and
So we see no turn 2.
Emissary of Porphyros.
So yeah.
Seriously, I would love for Travis not to have done anything until turn 3 against me.
Yeah, he always seemed to have the go, go, go. And we're just going to see Lightning Strike take out the flyer. Both players going to go to 19. We're going to see Annex and Siamede come down right now, I'm pretty sure.
I would imagine so.
There they are. Annex and Siamede, a.k.a. John Finn and Siamede. We haven't found a Siamede yet.
No. Not yet.
No, someone will pop up eventually. That will be a Siamede. And here is a Thassa's Emissary. So that is actually not going to do very much against this Vigilance First Striker from Travis.
Not a whole lot.
And a Heliod's Emissary, the draw for Travis. So here comes Annex and Siamede.
Now, there's definitely an emissary coming down here. I would think it's Heliod's, just for the tap effect.
I'm inclined to agree. And it looks like Travis is going to disagree. He is just going to drop the Perforos's Emissary.
Well, I guess he wants the unblockable guy unless...
Yeah, well, he's forcing Mev to play another creature here, basically, if he wants to have any hope of blocking that Emissary. Now, the Flamecast wheel is still up there, and it is now online. Do you think he's going to crack it here? And if he does, what would you hit?
I think you have to hit Annex and Siamede here with it.
Yeah.
Now, he is going to take 3 if he does that, for sure.
Yeah, that's true, but the Annex and Siamede, I think, represents a little bit more of a problem than the Emissary does. While Perforos's Emissary is very good, the Annex and Siamede offers the potential to buff the team with its heroic, of course, as well as the fact that it is a First Strike Vigilance creature that is holding off the Thassa's Emissary. Alright, so here comes the attack. We're going to see if Mev does go for the wheel. Now, if you're in Mev's shoes, do you think that it's a wise move to wait until Bailey's turn to do this, or do you think it would be better to just crack it now? Bailey does play have potentially any number of tricks that could have saved it from that.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't do that on Bailey's turn and then attack with the Emissary to try to get the card back. Because I don't think they would have blocked.
No, probably not. And now we see Heliod's Emissary coming down. And I mentioned last round the interaction between Perforos's Emissary and Heliod's Emissary, whereas the Heliod's Emissary attacking will tap one of the creatures down, thus negating the potential second blocker on the Perforos's Emissary. And we see a board of emissaries here. And it looks like Mev is aware that he's not going to be blocking the Perforos's Emissary. He's going to attack and get another card. And it is an island. Turn Phalanx coming
Phalanx? No, can he play another creature?
down.
But it wouldn't matter because it's going to get tapped down.
It looks like he's got a Viper's Kiss, so he's going to make the Perforos's Emissary a little smaller.
Travis seems to have a load of land in his hand.
He does
as
have
well.
a couple of lands. So we're going to see Mev take at least 5 this turn, and oh, here is a bestowed Spear Point Oread. Now this is dangerous. That return Phalanx is no longer going to be able to block. At least not profitably.
No, that was for 7.
Yeah, Mev is down to 6. That was a big play there. And I think I see an Erebos' Emissary at least in hand for Mev.
He is playing a Sip of Hemlock, which would be...
I think he might have Griptide. I could be wrong, but I think that last card in his hand is a Griptide. It could also be a Triton Tactics.
Well, Griptide only delays the problem, because you just...
Yeah,
whichever one you bounce, you just put it...
You bestow the other.
Yeah.
And here comes Erebos' Emissary back down.
That's why Bestow is such a good...
And we see a Dragon Mantle drawn.
You gotta think that's going to be played.
Yeah, now, note that if he plays that on the Perforos's Emissary, I don't know if the Viper's Kiss cancels that out.
I think it does.
That's
It gives the.
Depends if the enchantment has the ability or if it gives it to the creature.
I think it gives it to the creature.
So there's nothing to use it.
Chat. Does it give it to the creature or does the?
so. Does the Viper's Kiss cancel out the Dragon Mantle? So we see Bailey is going to attack. He's going to say that the Thassa's Emissary is going to be tapped. Not sure how I feel about that. I think I might have tapped the Erebos' Emissary, as it does represent the potential to destroy the Heliod's Emissary. It's not likely. Mev would have to have 2 creatures in hand, but... Really trying to think about what he's going to do here now. Does he have another play? He does have an Acroan Crusader, which he's probably just going to drop onto the table because, you know, why not?
Why not? And I think there's only other 2 cards are planes. It looks like to me.
Yeah, they are definitely both land. And I believe...
He's going to go to ask something.
He's asking a question. I can't do it.
Okay.
No, we know what question.
Yeah, we know what he's asking. And if you watch the stream, you'll know what question he's asking too.
Don't let him look at it.
I probably should have changed it for sure.
So Mev is asking the judge a question
don't,
here.
yeah, don't.
So,
Yeah.
so Travis is out here, so and he's not peeking.
Yeah. We can't.
So we're not going to say what the question is.
Yeah, we can't say what the question is. However, we
also had the same question earlier. So.
We were asked the same question.
yeah we were asking the same question that I believe Mev is asking now. So we will inform.
He's not looking. He's
I
not
assume it's the fire breathing enchantment with the activated ability thing, but the creature doesn't get that. Is it the fire breathing enchantment?
Okay, so the door has been closed, and I believe the question Mev was asking was about that. And you see now that the head judge is going to take a look at Dragon Mantle. So yep, that was the question. We had the correct read on that.
Hmm? You're not finished yet?
We believe that the question was regarding whether or not Viper's Kiss will negate the fire breathing given by Dragon Mantle.
Just bring it up in a web browser and see what it says.
Wow, 6 rounds in top 8 makes for a long day.
Yeah,
Dragon Mantle. Enchanted creature has.
Yep.
It gives it to the creature.
So he just ruined this.
So that's going to do nothing except draw the card there.
Yeah, and we are going to see that there was a double block on the... or wait now. Yeah, okay, the Triton Tactics occurred. We saw a double block on the Heliod's Emissary, which is going to knock it out. Mev gets to keep all of his creatures because they were all X6.
And Mev's board is looking much better at this point.
Yeah, far better.
Bring your chat forward so you can see it.
We believe that the case is that the Viper's Kiss does negate it because the enchantment gives the ability to the creature.
Yeah. And since it wasn't pumped at all, we're going to assume that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Travis is kicking himself. Unless he wanted the card.
And here comes a full-in attack. Now this attack quite aggressive. Because I believe Mev has all profitable blocks here.
Well, he still has got to block twice for the...
So Bailey, you see, has planes, and I believe Lightning Strike.
Oh, if it's Lightning Strike, he's dead.
So, alright. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Mev is at 4.
And there's the Lightning Strike.
Yep.
And lands. There is your game. And match. So, alright, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Bailey is the winner of our GPT for Grand Prix Toronto. So Travis will be receiving the 2 buys, which he will be putting to use.
Travis is going.
Travis is traveling up along with a reasonably large group of us this year. I believe there's probably close to a dozen players going.
Well, Toronto is the most affordable place for us to go, pretty much.
Toronto and Montreal seem to be
pretty
the 2.
much, yeah.
So congratulations to Travis Bailey. He will be receiving the buys for the Grand Prix. And so, from us here at Mega Gaming, that is the end of our tournament. Roger, thank you very much for jumping in to help commentate the finals.
Oh, no problem.
Would have been better if you were on the other side of the camera, clearly. But
Yes, as Mike White points out, there's a GP in Ottawa next year as well, which is also
okay,
also
that's also
a
reasonable.
reasonable flight.
Yep, definitely. All right, so guys, from Roger Ivany, this is Chris Doyles. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good night.
Later.